William Bradley, also known as Brad Pitt, was born on December 18th, 1963, at Shawnee, Oklahoma. After completing high school, he joined the University of Missouri in 1982. But instead of completing his degree, he decided to move to Los Angeles to try his luck in the film industry. He entered to the film industry in the year 1987 with films like Less Than Zero, No Way Out, and No Man's Land, but was not given any title credits for his roles. At the same time, in 1987, he got to appear in short roles in television serials like Another World, Growing Pains, and 21 Jump Street. In 1988, he got the lead role in the film The Dark Side of the Sun, but unfortunately, that film shelved out to only be released in the year 1987. His next film, Happy Together, also never saw the light of day. His first successful role was in the film Thelma and Louise from 1991, in which he played a supporting role. In 1995, he got the biggest break of his career with the film Seven, in which he played a detective. This film grossed more than $310 million and made him an overnight star in Hollywood. Next, he starred in the movie 12 Monkeys, for which he received a Golden Glove for Best Supporting Actor and his first Academy Award nomination. But what techniques does Brad use when acting, you may ask? Well, after studying his acting throughout many of his films, I have determined three major factors: eating and drinking, confidence, and badassery. Eating and drinking. When Brad Pitt shares a moment on screen, 60% of the time he will be eating or drinking. If not consuming any sort of food or drink, he will be fiddling with something such as a cigarette, gum, etc. For instance, in the major blockbuster movie Ocean's 11, Brad Pitt's character was always shown on screen eating something. When asked about this, Pitt replied with a pretty simple quote: "We just had it, well, there was actually a method to that. Because he was always on the run, always on the move. I figured he could never sit down and have a proper meal, so he would always have to grab something on the run." Many people have speculated that the reason why he does this is to A. bring a sense of carelessness to the situation in order to show that his character isn't affected by the outside world. B. Pitt likes to keep his characters busy on screen, so what best way to do that than to eat? Or C. He just simply likes to show off his well structured jawline on screen. Confidence is key. Whenever Brad Pitt is cast in a movie, it is safe to assume that he will more than likely be portraying an over the top, confident male with a responsibility but no care. This is the exact type of role Brad Pitt has been cast for the majority of his successful Hollywood career. In order to show said characteristics, Brad has to quite literally do everything his character does in the most confident and careless way possible. If Brad's character was hanging his shirt, it needed to be done in the most confident way possible. If his character was listening to music in his car, it needed to be done in the most careless way possible, etc. In addition, if you've ever seen at least two of Brad Pitt's major blockbuster movies, you will start to notice a pattern on the way his characters laugh. Brad Pitt's characters always laugh at the most obscene and unfunny situations with very loud and present giggles. As an audience member, this would symbolize the fact that his character can laugh at quite anything and simply does not care about what the outside world thinks of him or the world around them. Based on all this, it's almost as if every time Brad portrays a character, it's always as if they're in their own little world. Badassery. Brad Pitt always likes to make his characters be the male equivalent to that of a badass. Whenever his character enters a frame or scene, it is always important to him that said character makes himself present. This gives the audience the message that Pitt's character is like no other and that he is the one that controls his own world. Whenever he talks to someone else, it's as if he's staring them down into their soul. He doesn't flinch, he doesn't show signs of stress. In fact, he only shows signs of control, leadership, and ignorance. On the other hand, whenever his characters are fighting someone, it always has to be done in the most badass way possible. For instance, in the movie Fight Club, Brad Pitt's character always fights with passion and with a desire to physically hurt others with no remorse against he himself getting hurt. His character in said movie is simply careless for what happens to him and is only interested in the kind of message that his fighting sends to his followers. Brad Pitt has been typecast as a badass male figure of the movie throughout many films, and now we can understand what techniques he has used and what history he has with playing said characters. Thank you so much for listening.